like cave lions and woolly mammoths, even tens of thousands of years after their species have gone extinct. So, can these preserved animals be brought back to life? That is the question that's been bugging science for decades. So, here are 10 animals found frozen in ice. Before we start, don't forget to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel so you won't miss any of our videos. Let's begin. Number 10. Yucca Mammoth. Finding a long-lost species entrapped in a solid block of frozen ice preserving it can be considered as time traveling to some limit. Here we see a preserved body of a female mammoth that scientists later named Yucca. It was discovered in Russia's Arctic Circle by indigenous Yakut tusk hunters. You might be familiar with mammoths no matter if you're an avid fossil researcher or prehistoric animals enthusiast or just a kid who's watched Ice Age. They're considered as comparatively one of the most recent extinct prehistoric animals. Researchers have concluded that she was likely between 6 and 11 years of age at the time of death, which can be considered very young given they can live up to 80 years easily. Number 9. Tumat Puppy. The village of Tumat is located deep within the Sakha Republic in Russia. It's one of those areas that enjoy super cold winters and is covered with permafrost for most of the year. The name Tumat Puppy comes because of the place where the preserved body was discovered. The specimen was found back in 2015. The frozen body was found in good condition, including its brain. Scientists want to clone the puppy, and it may very well be possible considering the good condition it was discovered. There's a possibility that it could be cloned back to life, scientists have claimed. It was concluded that the body belonged to that of a long-lost and extinct species of dogs which roamed Earth some 12,000 years ago. Number 8. Frozen remains of an extinct lion. In Russia's far northeastern Yakutia region lies the remains of what was estimated as a 1-year-old baby cub found in 2017. The cave lion cub is believed to be dating back to the last ice age. Cave lions went extinct roughly 10,000 years ago. In the same region, 2 lion cubs, which were later named Yuan and Dina, estimated to be around 12,000 years old, were also found. Albert Protopopov, the same paleontologist who studied Yuan and Dina, examined the new cub as well. As the cub was nearly a year old, it had managed to grow teeth, which proved valuable in estimating how old the remains were, along with some hair as well. The lion's remains were seen to be in a good condition, and its paw could be visibly distinguished. Scientists have claimed that reconstructing a genome, the process needed to recreate a species, was scientifically within reach, but still requires a specimen that's been kept from decay. Number 7. A pair of fighter moose. This one is not one of those historic animals that got accidentally frozen in ice due to some reason and was only discovered thousands of years down the road. This one is even more interesting as the chance of this happening is just as rare as finding a well-preserved body of an extinct species. 2 men going for a walk near the Bering Sea stumbled upon the most epic of sights: 2 moose, antlers locked, bodies frozen in ice. Seems pretty unbelievable when you hear it for the first time. Bull moose are known for their head-to-head bouts, squaring off for the right to mate with a particular female. When they clash, it can get downright nasty, their pointed antlers cracking against each other until one either gives up or dies fighting. It is believed that when one of the moose's antlers pierced the head of the other one, it was not able to dislodge it again. This led to them both tumbling down into the icy sea, where their bodies would later get frozen in time. Number 6. Tardigrades. Tardigrades are also known as water bears or moss piglets or space bears and have remained as a mystery ever since their discovery, with little being known about them. They were first discovered in 1773 and since then have been recovered from chunks of super cold Antarctica ice. Scientists have found the remains of tiny ancient animals in an Antarctic lake that is laid undisturbed for thousands of years beneath a kilometer-thick slab of ice. It is known that this animal can withstand extreme conditions, some of them which include surviving asteroid impacts, supernova blasts, and gamma-ray bursts. They can take hundreds of times more radiation than a human can and survive immense pressures. Due to their mysterious nature and little being known about them, many have also believed that these creatures were not originally from Earth and have come here from outer space. They've also been discovered in mud volcanoes at the bottom of the sea, rainforests, and even in the upper atmosphere of the Earth. Number 5. The Yukagir Bison. This incredible discovery was made back in July 2011. The most complete frozen mummy of a steppe bison, an extinct bison found on steppes throughout Europe, Central Asia, Beringia, and North America, was found in the Yana Indidrika lowland in the Sakha Republic, Siberia. It is believed that the bison belongs to an extinct species of the early Holocene epoch, 9,000 to 12,000 years ago. A necropsy was performed to learn about how this animal lived and died at the end of the Ice Age. The mummified body had a complete brain, heart, blood vessels, and digestive system. The lack of fat around the abdomen of the animal suggests that starvation might have been the cause of death. Number 4. The Kolyma woolly rhinoceros. A nearly complete frozen mummy of a woolly rhinoceros was discovered in a gold mine on the lower reaches of the Kolyma River, northeastern Siberia. This was the first find of the whole body of a woolly rhino in permafrost. The mammoth, called Yuka, was found entombed in 2010 inside the Arctic ice of Siberia, with its soft tissue and blonde red wool preserved. A large part of the mummified body was preserved, including the left part of the body, covered by skin, including skin of the head and ear, forehead, and hind legs. The skull with 2 horns and the lower jaw were also preserved. Most of the internal organs were lost except the intestines, stomach, and their contents. Number 3. 42,000-year-old foal with liquid blood. A 42,000-year-old foal was discovered frozen in a Siberian permafrost in 2018. However, this discovery stood out from the rest, as liquid blood was still found in its veins. This made it the oldest documented liquid blood in human history. This is the second time that a defrosted Ice Age animal has turned out to contain liquid blood. In 2018, Grigoriev and his colleagues extracted liquid blood from a 32,200-year-old mammoth carcass. That makes the foal's blood the oldest ever found by 10,000 years. The foal is believed to have belonged to the extinct species called the Lena horse. The prehistoric baby horse has assumed to have died from drowning aged less than 2 weeks old. However, for cloning, blood is not required, so instead, the researchers are focusing on muscle cells and internal organs. The discovery was made by an international team of scientists who are also hoping in the future to clone the extinct woolly mammoth from genetic material frozen in permafrost. Dr. Grigoriev, head of the Mammoth Museum in Yakutsk, said the autopsy on the foal shows beautifully preserved internal organs. Number 2. A dinosaur? Dinosaurs are one of those prehistoric creatures that many have fantasized about being resurrected. Many movies have also been made about how the world would change if they were indeed brought back, but despite the ominous warnings from the Hollywood blockbusters, it is in our nature to pursue our curiosity. The well-preserved remains of a baby Chasmosaurus belly were discovered in Alberta, Canada in 2015. The Chasmosaurus was a horned dinosaur once commonly found in Alberta's Badlands, a relative of the Triceratops. A paper on the discovery was published in 2016, which said that the body of the baby dinosaur was 75 million years old and largely whole. Some of the creature's skin even left an impression on the rock it was found with. The skeleton is fully intact minus the arms. The baby Chasmosaurus find was a boon to researchers, since it's so rare to find a baby specimen of this species that hasn't been eaten or otherwise torn apart. The 1.5-meter-long fossilized baby was about 3 years old when it died, possibly from drowning, 72 million years ago. Number 1. The moa claw. The moa was a flightless, wingless bird native to New Zealand. The moa were also the largest birds in existence at one point. Research suggests that moa first appeared around 15.8 million years ago. They were the largest dominant herbivores in New Zealand, and their populations flourished before the arrival of Polynesians in the 13th century. Due to overhunting, the moa disappeared about 500 years ago, around 1500s. During an expedition in New Zealand's Mount Owen cave system, archaeologists discovered the mummified claw of an upland moa which still had its muscles and skin intact. The archaeologists took the claw in for analysis and were shocked to discover that it was 3,300 years old. The extinction of the moa was one of the fastest ever documented, with all 9 species disappearing barely 100 years after the Maoris landed. Since the birds were flightless and slow to mature, they couldn't reproduce fast enough to combat the Maoris' hunting. Thanks for watching. Be sure to give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Also, don't forget to subscribe to always be in the loop. We'll see you in the next video.